To me, it's just hatred towards this young lady. Only thing she's doing, like you said, is out here. She's playing the game
She's
of
just trying to play
basketball,
basketball.
and she's having fun doing it.
I love her game. A lot like Steph. She reminds me of Steph Curry a lot. You know,
Anybody that does something flagrant to this young lady for what she's brought to the game should be suspended and fined big time for doing that.
Caitlin Clark has taken the basketball world by storm with her incredible skills and fearless style of play. Fans, analysts, and even basketball legends are all talking about her, and no WNBA player before her has sparked this level of excitement and debate. What's even more impressive is that NBA legends, who set the bar for greatness, are now reflecting on Caitlin's impact on the sport. This speaks volumes about her importance in the game today. From her record-breaking performances to her unmatched abilities on the court, Caitlin Clark is changing the game and inspiring the next generation of WNBA stars. However, not everyone is cheering her on. Some have doubted her, criticized her, or tried to bring her down. But two basketball legends, Michael Jordan and Larry Bird, have had enough of the negativity. They're stepping up to speak out, and their words are sure to change the conversation around Caitlin Clark's incredible journey. Allen Iverson, one of the biggest stars of his time, was also a game changer. Like Caitlin, he became a massive figure in basketball while still in college, entering the pros with huge expectations. And just like her, he lived up to the hype, changing the game forever. While he wasn't the tallest or the most physically dominant player, his skills were unmatched. Iverson's killer crossover stunned the NBA, and his unique playing style, inspired by street ball, took years for the league to catch up with. Today, Caitlin Clark is having a similar effect, especially on young girls who look up to her as a role model. They're copying her moves, trying to play just like her. Allen Iverson sees Caitlin's special talent and mindset too. In a recent interview, he took the time to explain what makes her such a game changer and why she's one of the most exciting players in the league.
Man, shoot the blood out of the ball. You know what I mean? I never seen anything. You know what I mean? And then just how aggressive she is, you know, and not just scoring in basketball, getting her teammates involved as well. I think she's so great for the game. You know what I mean? It was a pleasure watching her, and I just think down the road, she's going to only get better.
It's no surprise that Allen Iverson, known for his aggressive and electrifying playing style, is quick to praise Caitlin Clark. He recognizes her as an exceptional offensive force, much like he was during his prime. Both players were immediately thrust into the spotlight, given the responsibility to score and lead their teams. Iverson has pointed out that the aggression Caitlin displays is necessary for that role, and the key to being an all-time great in that position is elite playmaking ability, something Caitlin has mastered, even as one of the least experienced players on her team. Players like Caitlin are floor raisers. They make everyone around them better, thanks to their gravity and unselfishness on the court. Iverson himself proved this by leading a team with limited offensive talent to the NBA Finals, using his scoring ability to carry them. He believes Caitlin will continue to improve and elevate her team's performance as she enters her prime. The hope is that the Indiana Fever will build a strong supporting cast around her, so she can reach the bigger stages Iverson once did. Another similarity between Iverson and Caitlin is their ability to thrill fans. Iverson was famous for creating jaw-dropping moments on the court, and Caitlin brings that same excitement. These players are always worth watching, constantly in the spotlight. However, for Iverson, that fame also meant facing heavy media scrutiny. Caitlin, on the other hand, has handled her media presence with impressive poise. Despite being young, she stays cool, saying the right things in interviews and staying clear of controversy. This level-headedness has caught the attention of NBA legend Charles Barkley, who knows a thing or two about media. After years of experience both as a player and a media personality, Barkley is impressed by how Caitlin has navigated the spotlight. He's been through his own share of media controversies, but like Iverson, he's learned to manage the pressure. Now, as a beloved media figure, Barkley appreciates Caitlin's ability to maintain such a polished public image. It's not easy for athletes to strike that balance, but Caitlin has done it with impressive maturity.
And the thing I love about her, she never says a word. And now, when I watch her, Two things I like. She's playing much faster, much faster. She was playing too slow the first half of the season.
From the
first
college
of all,
season.
they didn't even give her the understanding, like, you girls been worded for the WNBA season. Y'all been working out on the nose. She came straight out of college.
Caitlin Clark has proven herself to be a standout player in every part of the game, both inside and out. Her incredible attitude and work ethic have allowed her to handle the pressure from fans and teams, surpassing all expectations. She's taken hits from her competitors and shown she's tougher than they are. Most impressively, she's kept improving all season long. Caitlin has quickly learned to outplay her peers in the WNBA, a major accomplishment considering the huge gap between college basketball and the professional level. The physical demands of the WNBA are intense, and they take a toll on players in ways fans may not always see. For Caitlin, the added physicality from opposing teams has been a challenge. But her success comes from the hard physical preparation she's put in, allowing her to absorb those hits and keep performing at a high level. Fans have been pleasantly surprised by this aspect of her game since she was initially seen as a pure talent without extraordinary physical traits. But dominance comes in all forms, as players like Shaquille O'Neal have shown. Shaq is often called the most dominant player in basketball history, and he believes there's no debate about it. Despite their differences in style and physique, Shaq has also said that Steph Curry is his favorite current player. Both recognize the greatness in each other, and Shaq feels the same about Caitlin Clark. On Angel Reese's podcast, despite Caitlin being Angel's biggest rival, Shaq praised Caitlin's dominance, even though she doesn't have the typical physical frame expected of a top player. He compared her to Steph Curry, saying that both Caitlin and Steph have brought a new kind of spectacle to their respective leagues, something fans had never seen before. Shaq believes this is exactly what drives a league to success.
Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark, besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
We never seen that before. That's my point. Steph Curry, a little kid. Like, Steph Curry, I love, you know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. I've seen it a little bit in Mahmoud Abdul-Roh, but I've never seen a guy consistently come down. And if you look at, like, if you saw Steph on the street, he ain't got the LeBron muscles. He's not 6'9", he's 6'10". He look like a perfect, normally office guy. Yeah. He's doing stuff that people never seen before. She's doing stuff we've never seen before. Never seen nobody do that on a consistent basis.
Shaquille O'Neal's comments about Caitlin Clark brought out some interesting insights. He acknowledged that Caitlin is doing things no other WNBA player has done before, a fact even Angel Reese, Caitlin's biggest rival, admits. However, Angel's response seemed to downplay Caitlin's abilities, reducing her skills to just shooting threes from the logo. But that's not just a flashy move. It's a remarkable skill that Caitlin has worked hard to master. Shaq understands that this long-range shooting ability has been key in attracting new WNBA fans to the arenas. His comments might have also been a subtle dig at Angel Reese, who has expressed that Caitlin isn't the only player bringing fans to the games. The truth is, Angel doesn't possess Caitlin's long-range shooting ability, and it's clear that Shaq believes Caitlin is a major factor in the WNBA's growing popularity. Adding to the support, Michael Jordan recently broke his silence on Caitlin Clark, and he didn't hold back. He said the WNBA owes Caitlin a great deal for what she's done to elevate the game. But Jordan didn't stop there. He called out the unfair officiating Caitlin has faced, urging for a complete overhaul of the refereeing system. He made it clear that the WNBA needs to step up and ensure Caitlin gets the respect she deserves, not just from her peers, but from the officials too. When someone like Michael Jordan speaks out in defense of a player, it's a big deal. His comments show that Caitlin is a true game changer, and her impact on the sport can't be ignored any longer. The rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese has also sparked a new wave of popularity for the WNBA, much like how Magic Johnson and Larry Bird helped grow the NBA in the 1980s. Back in the 1970s, the NBA was struggling with low viewership and barely enough fans to justify televised games. But that changed when Magic and Larry faced off in the NCAA finals, breaking records and bringing a new level of attention to the sport. In a similar way, the rivalry between Caitlin and Angel has set new viewership records for the women's NCAA tournament, and their entry into the WNBA has brought a surge of new fans, much like what the NBA experienced in the 80s. The comparison of Caitlyn and Angel to Magic and Larry has become so popular that even Magic Johnson himself has weighed in. He agrees with the comparison and sees the potential for Caitlin Clark to become the greatest player the WNBA has ever seen.
Caitlyn is the most popular WNBA player, but she's not the best at this time. Just like Larry and I were not the best when we entered the league. We became the best later on by our play. Caitlyn still has to play great to become the best WNBA player.
Magic Johnson has long been a strong supporter of the WNBA, not only as an advocate, but also as the owner of the Los Angeles Sparks. He has always believed that the league would eventually grow into a popular and successful business, much like the NBA. Now, with the rise of players like Caitlin Clark, Magic's prediction seems to be coming true. He recently spoke about how the rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese has brought a new level of excitement to the WNBA, drawing comparisons to the rivalry between him and Larry Bird. Magic believes that, just like the NBA, the WNBA is on track to experience positive growth, especially as its popularity continues to rise. He also emphasized how the change in gameplay, spurred by Caitlyn's elevated skill level, could have a lasting impact on the WNBA. Caitlyn's talent is likely to influence how players train and how teams design their strategies in the future. Magic Johnson himself revolutionized the NBA when he entered the league, bringing a new level of playmaking and basketball IQ that quickly established him as the best point guard in the league. Caitlin Clark could have a similar effect on the WNBA, raising the bar for future players. When people think of the perfect point guard, Chris Paul is often the first name that comes to mind. His ability to break down defenses and create plays with advanced skills has made him a standout in the NBA. Caitlin Clark's ability to break down WNBA defenses in a similar way shows how much her game is on the rise. There was a special moment when Chris Paul reflected on Caitlin's impressive Rookie of the Year campaign, comparing it to his own early years in the NBA. The two have even built a connection through their shared endorsement with State Farm, with the company asking Chris to send Caitlin a message congratulating her on her achievement.
And a few of the things that I learned coming from one Rookie of the Year to another, even though mine was 19 years ago, one of the biggest things after winning Rookie of the Year, because that's a big deal, first of all. That's a huge achievement and you should be proud. But going forward, I think the biggest thing I tried to focus on was getting stronger. I wanted to get stronger. I wanted to get faster. I wanted to be better on defense. But more than anything, I tell you, the biggest people that I leaned on was my family, my support system.
Once again, there's talk about the physical demands of being a top-level basketball player, and Caitlin Clark is no exception. It's something every athlete, especially those in basketball, has to manage. Chris Paul, having been in the game for years, also offered some valuable advice on the mental and emotional challenges that come with being a young basketball prodigy. You can tell he genuinely respects Caitlin and is invested in her long-term success. His words reflect not just admiration for her talent, but also a desire to see her thrive throughout her career. He continued to celebrate Caitlin's achievements, offering more praise for her impressive Rookie of the Year award.
What you did this past season was crazy. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history, most assists by a rookie in WNBA history, 3-time Eastern Conference Player of the Week, 4-time WNBA Rookie of the Month. I could go on and on. So shout out to you, Caitlin. It's been amazing to watch you hoop day in and day out, not just to see the behind the back going left threes from deep, but more so just to see the passion and the joy that you play with and to see the way that you make your teammates better. So I just want to say congratulations.
Caitlin Clark has proven herself to be a standout player in every part of the game, both inside and out. Her incredible attitude and work ethic have allowed her to handle the pressure from fans and teams, surpassing all expectations. She's taken hits from her competitors and shown she's tougher than they are. Most impressively, she's kept improving all season long. Caitlin has quickly learned to outplay her peers in the WNBA, a major accomplishment considering the huge gap between college basketball and the professional level. The physical demands of the WNBA are intense, and they take a toll on players in ways fans may not always see. For Caitlin, the added physicality from opposing teams has been a challenge. But her success comes from the hard physical preparation she's put in, allowing her to absorb those hits and keep performing at a high level. Fans have been pleasantly surprised by this aspect of her game since she was initially seen as a pure talent without extraordinary physical traits. But dominance comes in all forms, as players like Shaquille O'Neal have shown.